Hey there, James, back for week 3 of our growth series tactics. This is sales velocity and a critical component to our future weeks, because in future weeks we're going to come back to this formula, and we're going to take apart each component or each variable piece by piece and then rebuild it, looking for clues as to where we can 10x your growth. Now, just as a quick recap, the first week we talked about agile RevOps, what it is and why it matters, the need for speed and agility in the way we lead our sales and marketing team, and how we need to be one cohesive team at that. And then last week we talked about the dashboard. Now I really hope you have the dashboard up, if not now, with this week, because as we get into now sales velocity, it is incredibly rewarding to see those dials start to move, which is why I coach my clients with a dashboard in our sessions, because I want to know that we're actually making change, right? And how do we know? The dashboard, right? So, okay, so sales velocity, if you're not familiar with the term, again, to unpack it, it's simply put just the speed at which you convert leads to cash or revenue. So to understand your sales velocity is to safely predict the future, and to understand where your sales velocity is falling down a bit or where you're getting some unnecessary drag. The degree that we can understand that, we can start to remove those obstacles. Remember, with agility, our job as leaders is to not only manage what we're expecting with a dashboard, to measure not just the results, of course, but to manage the work that goes into the results, right? Because if you're doing the right things and you just are consistently doing that, the results will take care of themselves, all right? If you pick up the phone and you make 5 calls a day and you have a 20% close rate, you're going to sign a customer, all right? If you know that you can get that to a 40% close rate, then you're going to sign 2 customers. So if you want to affect your future as a CEO and for your team, you're measuring and managing the activities that produce the results, and those show up in throughput of converting leads to cash. And that, my friend, is the velocity at which we are operating. All right, so to take a deeper dive here, number of opportunities in your pipeline, the average deal size, your win rate, and your time to close. Those are the basic components. This is what it looks like as a formula. You can download this in this week's resource along with a dashboard, or a worksheet rather. I'll show you here in a minute that you can have access to. But if I come in and I'm looking at your organization and I see that you don't have a lot of throughput converting leads to cash or revenue, I'm going to look for, okay, who are these opportunities? Are they qualified? How did we get them? Where are we getting our best quality leads? Who's our ICP? Things that we'll talk about in the future as we dissect each variable within this formula. Cannot overstate the importance of creating clarity in your pipeline and confidence in your pipeline from understanding the elements that make up sales velocity. This is the how you affect change, and how I promise my clients 10x growth. Because it's just by looking at these things and putting them in sort order, descending order based on billings, net billings, for example, we begin to really understand and influence these variables into the future months. So quick example, just so you can see how it works. 100 opportunities in my pipeline that are well qualified at 5,000 average deal value at a 20% close rate. With a sales cycle over 30 days, I am generating $3,000 a day. I can extrapolate into the future what my company is going to make over time. Gives me great clarity and confidence in my hiring. When do I hire? When do I ramp up? What do I need to do? And if I feel like that should be $6,000 a day, well, I know the variables that made it, and I'm going to look for the low-hanging fruit to address that. How I do that with my clients, I build out and again, I call this a dashboard, more of a worksheet, but a simple Google sheet. You can actually download it below. Measure it over time. Usually I do like on a Monday, I'll write out the previous week's numbers with my administrative assistant. And then I will look at this over the course of 4, 5, 6, 13 weeks. And we'll begin to start to find patterns, right? Of where I'm getting the most bang for my buck with the low hanging fruit. And this is on the more reason why agility matters, because if I'm bringing the team together and we're looking at the big KPI growth dashboard, the dashboard we talked about last week, and I'm starting to see things, I'm like, okay, what's happening there? Why is our close rate not quite right? Now I can dig in and find out, man, my close rate's not right because I don't have qualified leads. Yeah, I'm pegged out on demos or on conversations. I've got a lot of free trial activations, but the wrong people are getting in there. They're not qualified, or they're lower value deal values, right? I'm selling a lot of $30 widgets when I should be selling $60 widgets. And you'd be surprised what just adjusting these little pieces can do. The question is what and in what order, and this worksheet will help you do that. Here's my takeaways for you as we wrap up our time. 3 immediate things you could do today to improve your sales velocity. I don't even have to look at your pipeline or do this exercise. I already know if I step into your business right now, if I help you identify higher value leads today in your pipeline based on past billings, net billings, I look at your speed to lead, how long it takes you to get around and getting on the phone with people, because that's the quickest way to improve your close time, right? Or to your win rate, your percentage of close, and of course your sales and hiring practices, and kind of what does that look like. If you do have any questions, I would love for you to reply. Book a quick 15-minute call. Let's talk. I'm happy to jump into your results and go build that spreadsheet for 4 or 5 weeks. Book a time with me. Come in. Let's look at it. I'll see if we can identify one quick thing that we can do to increase your sales velocity. All right, James, thegrowthexec.com. Talk to you.